When's the last time you actually used your phone to have a conversation? I actually just used it for the first time in like 6 months and realized my speaker thing wasn't even working. So go figure. What's up, everybody? Sujan Patel here. Today we're going to talk about the lessons learned from 90 days of doing customer success. So before I jump into what we're going to do, talk about the tips and lessons, I want to share the tools I use to communicate with my customers. So first and foremost, we use Drift. This is at Mailshake, so we use Drift for our email marketing automation and marketing automation. So we use Drift to send out usage-based information, communication. So things like, hey, you haven't used the product yet, or they've been on the board for a while and they use the product a lot. I want to get their feedback. We used email, finding all these types of people to reach out to and literally emailing them. Sometimes we sent emails to every one of our customers to get them to engage. We use Uber Conference to communicate. We used Loom, useloom.com for screencasts. So we did a lot of campaign reviews and such, and feedback for customers. So we literally used Loom to kind of record those screencasts and send them back off when we couldn't get the time zones for a conference call. And lastly, Google Spreadsheets. We use this for customer feedback, churn data, and just tracking purposes to know who we've contacted, what the effects are, and such. So at Mailshake, before we hired our first customer success role, I wanted to take a stab at the job and doing it myself for a few months so I understand what's realistically possible for a person I'm about to hire, and put some success metrics in place, and also get a few quick wins and knock out some of that low-hanging fruit again, so we can justify or further justify the existence of this role. A huge disclaimer, Mailshake is a customer-led company, so we use actually customer support in any customer-facing role, like success, is a part of the marketing team because that's how we actually make decisions, and part of why we are so successful is word of mouth is such a big channel for us, and that's why customer support or any customer facing role sits inside the marketing team. All right, now for the lessons I learned. Customer success, in my opinion, and I've talked to a lot of other folks that do customer success as part of my research before jumping into the role, has 4 main KPIs. First and foremost, customer success role is to increase the activation, or some people call it time to first value. Number 2 is to reduce churn or minimize churn. Number 3, I think this is the most important one, is to improve customer happiness. Make your customers happier. Give them a smile. We measure this using NPS. You can do multiple things. NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. So it's a 0 to 10 scale of how likely somebody would recommend you to a friend or service, or friend or colleague. And the last thing is word of mouth, meaning if you do a good job of customer success, you should get more people recommending you because they're happier customers. There's more of them. They've activated. They got the time to first value faster, so you should get a lot more customers. All right. The second thing I learned was to track revenue and LTV alongside product feedback and feature requests. So there's a spreadsheet linked in the description of this video we use. I wrote an article last year at Groove HQ about how we do customer support, but ultimately any customer that recommends a product change, improvement, a feature, what have you, I want to write how many users they have, right? That means if they have more users with us, that means a higher LTV. How long they've been around. If they have a feature request and they've been there for 1 month, that's going to be weighted differently than somebody who has 50 users on their account and has been there for a year and a half, because clearly their product usage is different. And then I can, alongside prioritizing what features and functionality to work on, I can see the revenue of the people who have recommended it. So it helps kind of define the monetary value of a feature or functionality. Number 3, just by offering to help people or proactively engaging customers can actually improve retention and customer happiness. You got it right. I didn't actually say solving problems. I just said by offering to help people, by going out there and getting in front of them before they have a problem, it can help reduce churn because now they know where to find you. And again, the big thing here is whether you're B2B, B2C, whatever business model you have, you're selling to another human being. You are a human being behind a software company, in my case, selling to another human being behind maybe another software company, or at the very least behind a screen. So the more you can do to get those people together, the better it is. All right, number 4 is look for roadblocks and problems outside of your product. So when I started talking to my customers, what I wanted to figure out is like, what's their day look like? What are they doing in their workflow outside of Mailshake? Because that's actually more problem. That's actually more of a problem than what they do inside Mailshake and in your product or whatnot. Because guess what? If they use your product no one ever uses your product for 24 hours a day. If they use it for 30 minutes a day, 2 hours a day, what are they doing the rest of these 6 hours that they're working and whatnot? So think about that. And it turns out our customers' biggest problem is copywriting, email copy, things like that. So when we started engaging our customers, we just started offering help with that. And that's not even anything to do with what they, Mailshake itself, it's how they use it. It's what they come in using it for. It was some other things related to how they found their email list, helping clean that up and kind of give them some pointers, help make our customers get better results and smarter, and again, improve the LTV for Mailshake. Lesson number 5, measure. Literally make sure you're measuring and tracking all the different tests you're doing on different cohorts of users. It's easy to forget this, but there's a quantitative way to measure the impact of customer success. It's called measure the things you do, document the people that affects. And again, you'll realize, and we've learned this, the easy way by doing this for the last 90 days is that by simply having a customer success function, by offering help to customers, that's actually reduced churn by quite a bit. So make sure you measure just by what it does by having somebody, and then see what things happen. So we tested webinars, we tested one-on-one phone calls, we tested one-on-one kind of using Loom, screencasts, and things like that. We tested all of these different things and have all these different cohorts so that over the course of the next 3, 6, 12 months, because if we're measuring LTV, it's going to take a while, we can see the true impact on churn or customer happiness and all those other metrics I mentioned earlier. All right, number 6, proactively offer to help. aka get your success person in front of your customer's face. Sometimes, that could be including help or offering help in your onboarding emails, in the app itself, on your blog, in a webinar, whatever it is. Try all the different ways. At Narrow.io, we did this, and we offer at the very top of the product. It says, need help with keyword research? Get in touch. There's a little click button. No one clicked it. I think maybe 2 people in 3 months clicked it. We offered it in the first email you get. We offered it in the 5th email. We offered it in many different places inside the app via intercom. All of them had kind of mixed results. But if you combine all of them together, we were able to get like 40% or so of our customers to engage and raise their hand saying, hey, I actually do need help. And then you can kind of optimize that. But don't just give up saying, oh, my customers won't engage. Bullshit. They will. You just haven't tried hard enough. All right. Lastly, talk to your customers. It's not fucking rocket science. Talk to them. They're going to give you feedback. They're going to tell you things you don't know. They're going to tell you things you do know. But talking to your customers is the best way to actually grow your business.